Hi there, welcome back again. It's been a while since I've done an update on my Imperial Agents army, and I'm going to be really honest. There's a really good reason. For those of you, I think I mentioned in the last video, I was in the middle of moving house, and for the last few weeks, we've been having a lot of work done on the house, including new double glazing, new doors, air conditioning being installed, electric sorted out, and painting had to take a bit of a back seat for a little while. But I'm back on track now, and one of the things I have been working on, I'm going to show off in a little while. But first, I think it's worth talking about all the massive changes we got in the balanced data slate recently, which were literally nothing. At this point, I'm just depressed. I mean, we got no points changes, we got no adjustments. The last thing we actually had happen was a while back, which was the change to the colourless assassin. So they do the deep strike of 6 inches now instead of everyone else's. Put it in line with everything else that's happened. And the minor points cost we got points reduction we got at that stage. I think they went from 100 to 85. It is seriously get disappointing now. I mean, this week, as I record this video, we've had a whole load of new updates come out for the Imperial Knights. We've had updates for the Chaos Knights. I know the Chaos Knights Codex is going up for pre-order probably today when this video comes out, because I know it's been announced. And it's just like, come on, just throw us something. Surely, it must be a point now where they realise the Imperial Agents are not the army that everybody thought they were going to be. Everyone is still using them as allies. I get that. I've seen a lot of people recently play them as allies in different areas. But I'd really like GW to turn around and go, right, we've made a boo-boo here with the Imperial Agents and not have an army rule. We haven't really given them any way of dealing with some of the biggest stuff in the thing. Let's have a rethink of this and work it all out, I think I've mentioned it before. Something like, 1,500 points from your army can be spent on allies yourselves that aren't knights. You can pick them from Adeptus Mechanicus, the Space Marines Codex, or the Imperial Guard Codex. Just the core ones, nothing fancy. You've got to take them from one of those three, but you can spend 500 points. And that would at least, give us something, it is, we all know the Imperial Agents army is a super army, and that's one of the reasons we all love it. But if we just look at the list of units we have at the moment, we have literally got nothing at all that can deal with Land Raiders, Knights, Chaos War Dogs, anything that's got toughness greater than 10. Even toughness greater than even toughness of 10 is hard for us to deal with. But we keep playing it, and we all know the fleet detachments are what everyone plays. The Veil Blade Elimination Force was just ridiculous as our Christmas Grotmas thing, which I'm still disappointed about. They could have gone and at least adjusted the points on that so we could have something different to play instead of the Imperial Arliss Fleet one. Alien Hunters hasn't done anything. Demon Hunters hasn't done anything. The Purgation Force hasn't done anything. Whenever anyone turns up at a tournament, they are playing Imperial Arliss Fleet, and it's just sad. We just need something. So, hopefully, at some stage, we'll get a new detachment. So they've promised every army a new detachment, so we'll see what happens for that, and we'll take it from there. But anyway, that's enough of me whinging. So if anyone from GW is watching this, please give us something. Throw us a bone. I know we've got the Sanctifiers on the way. That's great. I've got my boxes ordered. I've had 2 boxes ordered because I think they're just going to be good in the army with the flamers they all come with. We talked about them in a previous video, so I'm not going over it today. But it just would be nice to see something else come through for us, and I'd really appreciate it. So that's the end of the ranting and raving about the complete lack of updates. Let's have a look at some of the minis I've been painting that I have managed to get done now the house is pretty much sorted out. So, before I go any further though, I will just say all the painting stuff is work in progress. These are the basically the undercoats I've done on everything, and I need to do some highlighting, some fancy bits. So they're a little bit rough and the photographs aren't great, so I apologise for that. But to start with, I've been working on my Rogue Trader and the Void Fleet, the Void's Men at Arms detachment. So that's my Rogue Trader. I've still got to sort out the face mask here, so I don't like it, and I've got to do something with the flesh because I thought the flesh looked good. Now I've taken a picture of it, it looks awful. So that needs changing, but they're coming out. It's another unit for the army. From there, we've got the Electromagster, which I am actually quite happy with. I quite like how I've done the red on here. The greens come out nicely for the scanner. You can't see it on here, but there is a little dot at the top here so you can track things. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. The boots look good. I like the fact the boots are sort of like matching with the gun, and it just looks nice. I'm really pleased with this one. It was a nice model to paint as well. From there, again, the Rejuvenator deck, I've still got to do a little bit of work on. You can see I've missed some of the highlighting off down the bottom here with the red, and I need to work out doing the Imperial Eagle here. The silver's a little bit too on there, so I'm going to try and darken this off, but it's come out okay, and I'm quite happy with how the light on the shoulder turned out for this one. Again, the flesh is a little bit weak. I need to have a look at the flesh and obviously do the eyes, but I did like how the little ghouly thing turned out. I was quite happy with that. After that one, obviously the final part of that squad to start with is the Death Cult Assassin, and I'm pleased with how this turned out already, to be fair. The sword was a real pain to do, trying to get that nice blue effect. I kind of cheated. I did a heavy blue paint on it with a white undercoat, and then I've used my fingers to blend it in and take some of the thickness off, so it actually came out really well. There was just happening, and then obviously the gold trim needs a bit of finishing off here, but it's playable, it's there. I know I've got to do the bases yet. For anyone says anything, they will be all done at some stage, and yeah, once I've got the 2 Sanctifier squads done and the last Battle Sisters squad done, I will do a whole army picture, but I need to sort the bases out, so that's where we are with that one. And then the Voidsmen are also here. Again, flesh a little bit weak, need to work that out, but it's the first time I've tried painting yellow, and I'm really quite happy with how well it came out, to be honest. I want to do something a little bit different, a little bit off kilter with them, and this yellow seems to have worked out really well, especially with the sort of like contrast paints. I used the yellow contrast paints and a little bit of highlighting over the top, and I'm really pleased with how well they came out. They look kind of dirty, like Road Trader Voidsman at Arms, I think would be, which I'm happy about. And then obviously we've got the Rotor Cannon, the other guy. I've got to do his little bit on the end here to make it look like he's smoking his cigarette. And then the doggy didn't photograph very well, but the doggy looks quite cute. So, you know, red's in the ears, and there's a little white spot here, so it's a bit like my actual Sprocker. So hey, I'm happy with how they went. But the main thing I've been working on is this, and we're going to start with a little video if I can get it to work. So as I mentioned, I did move, and this is at the end of my garden now. We have an official games room. So there's a little bar area, fridge, freezer, loads and loads of books, and all my stuff laid out across here, including, when it comes back around in a minute, this. Now this is my 7-foot pool table I treated myself to. It came with a couple of benches. I'm not sponsored by the company, so I'm not going to mention who it was, but you can leave a comment down below if you want me to tell you where I got it from, which I'm really happy with. You can see all my other stuff here in the background, but yeah, this has turned into a fantastic games table, and it looks like this when it's set up. Ta-da! It is nice enough to fit in a 60 by 40. It's actually exactly 44.3 inches wide, I think, so it's a little bit big, and you know, it's long enough you can do the whole 60-inch thing across it. But the other thing I have been doing, as you can see, is building all the MDF scenery that I've been ordering off various websites to have a fully complete set for the table, which actually looks really nice. I'm umming and ahhing. I'll probably get around to painting it at some stage, but there's no rush to do this because I think everyone who goes to a tournament can see how this is all laid out like this. I've tried to copy some of it. I just randomly set it up to take some pictures. It's not laid out. I have got all the objective marks and all the rest of it to go on there, but they aren't on there at the moment. But it's such a bonus to have it all. There will be at some stage, you probably saw the cables hanging down in the video, there'll be a nice big 5-foot long LED bright light that comes down on top of it, so I can, you know, light it all up and play it all beautifully. But it is all there, so I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and it's just taken a lot of time to do, hence why not much progress on painting miniatures for the Imperial Agents. But yeah, I've got somewhere to play now, and the army's nearly there, so hopefully at some stage I'm trying to convince one of my friends to come round with his Dark Eldar at some stage, so I can play them with my Imperial Agents. And hopefully by the time I next do one of these videos, there'll either be a battle report using this table, or there'll be a battle report from the War Games Club I go to, which is Gravesend Gamers Guild. If any of you are in the southeast of England and want to come down and join in, they meet every Wednesday night from 6 o'clock in the pub called the Three Doors, which is down by the pier in Gravesend. We have lots of scenery and all the rest of it. I was the chairman there for many years, but you know, we're still there. We still go ahead. We still play games down there every Wednesday night. And it's not just 40k. There's people playing Age of Sigmar. There's people playing some of the World War II things, Bolt Action, and you know, carrying on with that. So there are things happening. But if you're down in the southeast, you want a game, there is a Gravesend Gamers Guild Facebook page. You can go and add yourself to that, and if anyone says anything, just, you know, question who referred this to you, just put Rekmar in and they all know who I am, so it's fine. But I thought while I was doing this, I might as well show a bit more off. So the cupboard in the corner by the bar is my painting station, basically. It's a bit of a mess. I'm still trying to sort it all out. I have got a paint rack somewhere instead of having all the paints kind of down here in these trays down here, as you can see, in bits and pieces. There's some of the Kill Team scenery I got given. There's a old version of Morga Ra, a couple of Harlequin things I'm halfway through doing, but you know, it's all there. I'm not sure if I should show you up here, but my pile of shame isn't too bad at the moment. I'm quite happy with myself. And then just next to that is where I store all my armies. A little bit of scenery in this box up here. Not everything I had out was on the table, but then there's my Imperial Guard armies in boxes. There's my ogres, there's my undead, and my no, Soulblight Gravelords. That's the one, they're not undead anymore. And down the bottom are the flying dwarfs, whose name I always forget because I very rarely play them anymore, but you know the one I mean, from Age of Sigmar. So they're all there. Junk box in the middle full of bits I'm still trying to sort out, and that's it. Yeah, I know I'm showing off a little bit and blowing my own trumpet, but sorry, I'm really pleased with it, so I had to do something for it. But that's it for this little short video update. Yeah, I'm really hoping we do get something soon coming through, but hopefully another fortnight I'll have the Sanctifiers all built. I'll have the second squad of Sisters of Battle done, and the army will start taking even more shape as it is. And hopefully by the time I do another one of these videos, I'm going to try and get these going again for at least every 3 weeks, where I do something about the Imperial Agents, so bear with me. I'll have an update and we'll have the game in and you can see the full army in play. So that's it for now. Let me know how you're getting on down in the comments for your Imperial Agents army, or what you think the rule should be if we ever get an army rule from GW, because we'd all love one at some stage, I'm sure. And yeah, I'll be back very soon, well, 3 weeks, with another Imperial Agents army update. So for now, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you rolling the dice on the tables. Bye.